Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the sixth episode of Marching Forward with Flow. I am your host, Andrea Pratt-Smith, and I'm joining you from the beautiful country of the Bahamas on the island of Nassau, which is the capital. And I must say, today is an exceptionally gorgeous day in the Bahamas. The sun is shining, the seagulls are doing their usual chirping, and it's a beautiful beach day, and it's actually a holiday in the Bahamas. So I'm thinking after I'm done with my work day, I'm going to take out all of my beach gear and find me a nice secluded spot on my favorite beach and enjoy the beautiful waters that are in the Bahamas. But I'm so glad to have you joining us today because we have a very special guest, Nimi Bello. She's joining us, and I think she's based in Atlanta right now. And Nimi, tell us a little bit about yourself just to get the conversation going.
Thank you so much. Andrea, excited to be here. Hi, everyone. Nimi Bello here. And yes, you are correct. I am in Atlanta, Georgia. And you talked about the weather a little bit a few minutes ago. And it is also a beautiful day in Atlanta as well, which I'm really glad because the last few days has been really gloomy. It's been really raining. But I love, love, love the weather today. So today's an awesome day and we have great weather. So happy to be here. A little bit about myself. I am an agile practitioner of going on a multi multi-sector industry, fintech, currently in consulting. So before I got into the agile, immediately after undergrad, I was fortunate enough to already have a job 2 3 months before I graduated and walked across the stage. And was a comm major, so did that for some time, did sales, and wanted something more. And I accidentally came into the agility space, and like they say, the rest has been history. So excited to be here.
Yeah, well, just to let you know, Nimi, when you first started to speak, you had a bit of a audio issue.
Uh
So
oh.
some of
Uh
what you said was a little bit garbled. But I
oh.
think you were talking about how long you were in the agile space.
Yes, yes. Can you guys hear me now? Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, so I have been in the agile space for almost a decade, and I was saying that if you didn't hear me in the first, and when I get the breakdown, before I was in the agile space, my previous background was in sales. Was in sales, did that immediately after undergrad, and after that, I accidentally kind of made a transition into the agile space by investing my time and just making a commitment to get my certification. There was an opportunity for me to get certified. And during that time, there really wasn't a lot of information out there. So I was very curious. And like they say, the rest is history. And I've been able to build a long term career in this space and do a host of other things that I'm sure we'll talk about as we continue the conversation. So excited to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for joining. But I'm interested to know, like, what inspired you to found Link Empower, and what is Link's Empower primary mission? What are you all about?
Yeah, so the inspiration behind Lincoln Power, I would say it was just more around trying to connect with like minds, trying to build a community for people of color. And then also, I think I have a lot of different ideas and I enjoy networking. So I wanted to create a space where folks who are small business owners, professionals, just from different walks of life that had a common interest could have a space to connect. So with Lincoln Power also came the initiative that is Agile and Brunch. So Agile and Brunch is a yearly event that we do, and Lincoln Power is the host company that hosts the event every year. So Lincoln Power ultimately is just a space for connectivity and intentional networking in a nutshell.
Okay, so what inspired you to really create the Agile and Brunch event, and what can attendees expect from this event?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's nothing like Agile and Brunch out there for people of color in the Agile space. If it is, please, by any means necessary, message me and let me know. But I haven't seen one, so I decided to build one. I got tired of going to the Agile meetups and the Agile conferences and not really seeing a lot of representation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a true disruptor at heart. I was getting tired of going to the washed up events and not seeing a lot of, our people speaking at these events. And I know a lot of Black practitioners who are empowering communities, who are helping people to get jobs, who are really, really qualified. And, like, for example, this year, shameless plug, we are going to be awarding Andrea this year for all the work that she's been doing. And this is all community driven. And I think this is just the vision and the mission behind having spaces like Agile and Brunch. Just having a community that truly separates and embodies the level of excellence that I think that we continue to showcase daily through our work, especially Black women. I feel like we do so much in the PM space, in the product space, and so many different things that we do, but there's not really a space that's curated that celebrates all of that. So when you think about Agile and Brunch, we want to celebrate, we want to empower, and we want to connect our community to people who are doing impactful things.
I'm so happy that you said that, Nimi. I wish you could see this humongous smile on my face. I'm like, you can see all my back teeth right now when you mentioned that. But I'm so thrilled to be the Agile Practitioner Impact Awardee for this year because I know, that, sometimes it feels to me, and I don't know if it's just me,
Yeah.
but you do so much work in the trenches and you're not recognized for the work that you're doing. And especially for me, coming from a small island nation, we don't even have 1 million persons in our population. And for me to be
Mm.
recognized on a global stage for the work that I'm doing globally for the Agile community, that's like, you know, I can't even describe the amount of pride and sense of, just worth that this is giving me because
Yes.
I
Yes.
do have I do have those days when I question like why am I doing this? I don't see the traction because you're in it. You don't see the progress, but other persons who are on the outside and they're looking in and they're saying, "Wow, she's doing this. Every time I go on LinkedIn, she's doing something. She's speaking at all these different engagements." But as the person who's doing it, and because you see the big picture goal, you don't see the incremental progress that's being made, and you don't. Sometimes I don't feel as though it's it's a lot because
Yes.
there's this big iceberg that we see as leaders. We see
Yes.
this big iceberg and we're just tripping at this iceberg. It's like I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not doing anything. So I do have my lull days where I start to doubt what I'm doing and the work that I'm doing. But when you have
Yeah.
opportunities like this where I can go and be recognized outside of my country. I mean, that's even important to say. I'm not even being recognized within my country. I'm being recognized outside the country by an organization who, I'm just excited to meet everyone and really network and collaborate with you guys. But it says a lot that, you know, um,
Yes.
the Bible says that a prophet is never, accepted in its own home. So I'm feeling that
Mm.
kind of way. Like I'm the prophet that's out there doing things, and it's
Yes.
not that I won't eventually be recognized in the Bahamas, but I have this
Yes.
feeling that I say we don't support our Bahamians who are doing things. We
Mm.
claim them. So
Yep.
I don't know, I that's just my feeling. I feel like we claim persons after they've already achieved some accomplishments in the
I think that's
international
that's
field.
anywhere. That's anywhere. That's anywhere.
So it's not just me. It's not just me. So that's really what it is, and I'm really grateful, to your organization for just the opportunity to be able to come and share with you and celebrate with you and to really experience Agile and Brunch, which will be my first time attending, and I'm looking forward to it. So another question I had for you, and I think you touched on it a little bit when you talk about the disadvantages or the missed opportunities for persons like ourselves, women, Black females in the Agile space. But as a leader in the Agile community, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced and how did you overcome them? Okay, Nimi, I think you dropped off the call for a second. So
Yeah. I don't.
yeah,
I
yeah,
have no idea what happened. I just saw a blank screen, but it's all good.
yeah,
Technology. We're agile, and we're
yeah,
gonna keep it moving. We
yeah.
we we are we are adapt to challenges. So what
Yes,
I
we
was
do.
saying was, as you were
Hmm.
speaking, I was just reflecting on I was just reflecting on Clubhouse. You know, when I first started Clubhouse, and I was one of the first people that would join rooms, and I will be educating our community on how to get into the space and building your career.
Yeah.
And fast forward to how the community grew to over 2,000 plus people across the globe. And now fast forward to having the first Agile and Brunch event. I never thought that we would be where we are now,
Hmm.
where we're recognizing somebody from the Bahamas. I didn't see it at that time. You know, I all I knew was we need to have this on a global scale, and I positioned it for that reason, so that we can have moments like this. These are the moments for me as a visionary that makes me go to sleep at night, knowing that there's a woman in the Bahamas that is doing similar work to what I'm doing and feeling the same way that I'm feeling, not being seen. You know, you feel like you're
Okay, I think we lost Nimi again for a second. Okay, until she gets back online. Oh, yeah, she dropped off again. So, is there anyone in the audience who would like to join the stage and help us out while we navigate these technical challenges? Nimi, you're back?
Yes, I am back. I am not sure why I keep on going in and out, but we're still going to keep it moving.
Yep.
But I don't know if you got the last part that I was saying, but I'm just saying that as a visionary, it gets me a little emotional just thinking about possibilities of connecting with somebody. And by the way, we haven't met in person. This
No.
is going to be our first time meeting in a few weeks at Agile and Brunch. It just shows you the possibility of just the positive side of social media, and just having a vision that sometimes you think is so big and unreachable. It is attainable,
Yes.
but you have to start. You have to start. So, to all the Black women that are out there that are in a challenging situation, my advice to you would be just keep going. You know, keep going, because there's an Andrea out there that is depending on you to keep going.
Yes.
There is a Lorraine out there. There's different women out there who are looking to you for that hope. And where I am currently right now, everything that I'm doing for Agile and Brunch, Lincoln Power, it's no longer about me. It's no longer about me. It's strictly I'm on an assignment. That's how I like to look at it.
Yes.
And it's no longer personable. It's literally like I literally just say, God, you take the wheel. Jesus takes the wheel. You
Hmm.
do what you do. And I know right now, I would say, if I'm being transparent, this has been one of the most challenging years planning Agile and Brunch for me. On a personal level, on a financial level, on a mental level, it's literally stretched me out of my comfort zone, because we're in a really, really weird time in our industry right now where a lot of folks are questioning their value of
Hmm.
their certifications, their job, their, you know, should I still invest in getting these certifications? Should I still call myself an agile practitioner? What's next for me? We're going through tech layoffs. The list goes on and on. And I had to sit down and think. I was like, you know what? We have to have this event because people need that space of empowerment. People need that space of motivation. People need to see other people like themselves who are in this space and that are still leading the charge and still doing the work. So I wanted to be transparent that, you know, it looks glamorous, it looks easy. We post the pictures, we do the photo ops, but there are times where silently we're crying and we're like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. It
Yep.
happens.
Yep.
But these are the moments, like when I hear what you're saying, the pride of just the excitement, this is what keeps me going as a visionary. So I'm really looking forward to an amazing event. I'm looking forward to celebrating you. I'm looking forward to meeting you. And I'm just looking forward to just even our lineup of panelists that we have to pour back into the community, because ultimately that is what it's all about, making the impact.
Yes. And I totally agree with you. And I know that, we have similar stories, and I'm so looking
Yes.
forward to just sitting down and just having those conversations so we could,
Yes.
compare apples and oranges and see just how
Yes.
much we are so similar. because I formed the Bahamas Agile and Project Management Community. This month made the third year that we have been in existence. And when I started
Mm.
this community of practice, persons were like, "Why are you starting an agile community when we don't even have agilists in the Bahamas?" Like they couldn't see the vision. And I said, I said to God, I said, "You gave me this vision. You told me to go and start this community of practice and to not worry about getting to the the big vision. Like, no, don't try to grasp the big vision." And my challenge is
Yes.
always
Yes.
just doing what I can one day at a time. Within my 24-hour day, what can I do to move this mantle forward? And once I stay in that frame mind of thinking, and I don't try to boil the ocean overnight, then it gives me that encouragement to keep going and going and going. But I think that you and I, we have this common thing of just trying to empower people,
Yes.
educate persons by sharing knowledge and just helping as much as we can. Because when I started, I always said it's not about me. It's
Yes.
never about me. It's about who can I help to
Yep.
obtain their goals. And it's even not about the money, because people think, you're doing these things, you're making this huge amount of money, you're so successful. But not about trying to go after the almighty dollar. It's about trying to make a difference in the world and having
Yeah.
an impact in someone's life. If someone can come back to me and say, it's because of you I did this thing, and
Correct.
it may seem like just you just throwing a pebble in the ocean, but it's still making a ripple. It's not making a huge wave, but there's
Yeah.
still a ripple. So you're having a ripple effect in people's lives, but you never know how far that one positive conversation can go and the difference it can make
Absolutely.
in someone's life. And then they, in turn, can go and make a difference in someone else's life. So it's like, it's just that one, like I'm called to save the one sheep that left the
Yes.
flock. I'm not supposed to be, wrangling the whole herd. I'm supposed to go there and rescue the one sheep. And
Absolutely.
I think that, we have a common mission, we have a common
Yes.
purpose. And it's not by chance that we're connecting. I don't ever think that there's a chance, oh, just happen by chance. I think there's something called divine connections.
Yes. Yes.
And I feel that this whole experience that we're about to have with Agile and Brunch in the next few weeks, it's a divine connection that is
Yes.
going to solidify the purpose that God has for your life and for my life.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
it's about bringing together the disciples to me.
Ooh,
It's
I'm
like,
getting chills as you're talking. I'm literally getting chills because I'm
yeah,
just like, people don't understand that making an impact is expensive. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. But I think that,
not only on yeah,
go ahead, Nimi.
yeah. No, no, I was saying that making impact is not only expensive on a financial level, but it's also expensive on a spiritual level and also a physical level too, because it takes a toll on you that you can't plan for it, you
No.
know. You can't plan for what's gonna come, the good, the bad, the ugly. You can't really plan for it. But you have to always go back to your why.
Yep.
Why are you doing this? What's the reason why you started this? Because it can come from passion. It can come from, God puts different ideas in people's. I like to call my ideas God ideas because
Mm-hmm.
they come from the Creator. We're all creators in a certain aspect, but you have to always tap back into the source and understand why are you doing what you're doing. It's really, really important for you to sit still and ask those questions and really truly understand. Remove behind the noise, behind the glitz and the glamour, and
Mm-hmm.
really sit with yourself and ask yourself why you're doing. So as I'm talking to you, I'm reaffirming myself and I'm reaffirming you and whoever is out there listening to this who may be in similar situations that they're probably looking and like, wow, I'm not seeing the results. Don't look at the results. Look at your why. And if you feel fulfilled doing what you're doing, then that's the answer right there.
Yep. I totally agree with you. And I do that self assessment and self
Yes.
reflection on a regular basis. And before I move in any direction, because opportunities do come, but before I
Yep.
move in any direction, I'm very prayerful. And I said, Lord, move me in your will, not my will.
Yep.
Because something might look glittery and glamorous to me. And I'm like, okay, that's an opportunity I can't pass up, but it has to be within his will.
Yep.
And, it's just an awesome thing to be moving in your purpose. It took me a
Yeah.
long time to really stop stop trying to do things within my will and to really
Mm.
really submit and let go. And and when God told me to leave my job that I was on for 20 plus years, and I'm like, okay,
Mm.
I don't know if this might just be might be me feeling frustrated at the moment, but I knew that it was God telling me that it was time to shift and that I had a bigger
Yeah.
purpose in life. and
Yes.
and once we get together and we could sit down and we could swap stories, and I started to tell you about my journey, because I really just became an entrepreneur in 2020 during the pandemic.
Mm.
And my
Mm.
whole agile journey started in 2020 during the pandemic. And the growth
Yep.
of experience when persons have been, shutting down and not really moving, and I was just exploding and doing all these other things, going to Africa and
Mm.
speaking at conference. They're like, I want to reset. And I'm like, no, man, this pandemic has been the best few years of my life. Like, I don't want to
Yes.
reset
Yes.
anything, because it was my time to really blossom
Mm.
and plant seeds of impact. So
Mm.
it's just a matter of, I think, walking within your purpose and
Correct.
just being obedient, because we can go left, right, and sideways, but it doesn't always have to be difficult if we just trust and obey.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
I know we're coming to an end. So do you have any closing remarks you want to make? Do you have anything you want to tell us about the Agile and Brunch event? Any
Yes.
special surprises where we could look forward to?
Oh man, I can't tell you all the surprises, but I think we've already started off on a high note with we're going to be having our 2024 recipient, which is Andrea Pratt-Smith, on this call. She's going to be in the DMV with us. I'm really excited to be celebrating our 2024 awardee. We have an awesome lineup of speakers. I see that Lorraine is here. Hi, Lorraine. Lorraine is going to be one of our speakers. At Agile Brunch. So it's going to be an awesome event. I'm looking forward to connecting with other practitioners that I have not gotten a chance to connect with. And if you're on the call and you're like, oh, how do I, get involved and get plugged in? We also have a Slack community as well. And my team has done an excellent job of having the website updated. So all the information that you need on how to connect is at agileandbrunch.com, and also our social media. Everything is really, really we try to keep everything visible and update as much information as possible. So please, please, please help us share the event. Help us, to promote it. One of the hardest thing for us right now is visibility on social media. But I also believe in each one reach one. Tap into your network, let people in the DMV area know, and even if you're not in the DMV area, please come out and support, because I think that's what keeps situations or initiatives like this keep going when people show up and truly see the value and just really, really tap into the community aspect too. I think that's something that I really want to strongly encourage. I want to see people collaborating more in our space. I want to see more events. And then also, I will be heading to New Orleans also in July for Women of PM. I will be their official correspondent for the conference. So I'm really excited for that opportunity as well. So lots of amazing things happening in the agile space. I know that, again, I don't want to be ignorant of the fact that, yes, we are experiencing a lot of changes right now, but there's a lot of great things that are happening, a lot of opportunities that are coming down the pipeline. So I strongly just want to encourage everybody to stay the course, upskill yourself, prepare for the floodgates that's going to be coming, because I see it happening.
Yep.
I'm currently also sitting on the ACP steering committee for PMI. So there's a lot of conversations and lots of realignment happening to reposition the value of how a lot of people are feeling about our certification. So I would say that prepare for the floodgates is what I would say. Prepare for the floodgates because it is going to happen. I see that 2025 is probably going to be a really great year where a lot of people are probably going to be complaining about, wow, I have so many recruiters in my inbox. I see it coming. It's going to happen because there's a lot of transformation happening within companies. My company's going through one right now. So there's always going to be a need for agilists in whatever capacity. So again, I'm really, really excited. I'm honored to be here. So thank you for having me. And I'm just looking forward to more growth and just more collaborations overall.
Yeah, so thank you so much for that, Nimi. I don't think we mentioned when the Agile and Brunch event.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to mention that. So, Agile Brunch is happening June 21st through the 23rd in the Virginia area. It's going to be at that Marriott Pentagon South. But yeah, so Friday we start off with the welcome mixer, really, really keeping it light. I know people are going to be traveling on that day mostly. So the 21st on that Friday, we're going to be communing and just doing what we do best at Lincoln Power, which is to foster connectivity. On Saturday is our main event. We kick off at 12 noon. And just again, networking, connectivity. We'll have a panel discussion. We'll have brunch. We're going to be celebrating our impact awardee. And then after that, we're going to have the after party, which is always a hit. People really, really look forward to just great vibes, great music, and just good energy. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing because actors love to have fun. So we're going to have a good time. We're not going to be doing breakouts. I promise you, we're not going to go into a JIRA training and all those fun stuff that we love to do. This is strictly for just connectivity and just really, really embodying just community, especially because we are going to also be honoring Juneteenth as well, which is why we have it during this time period to also honor Juneteenth as well.
Okay, so for those of our listeners who may not know
Yes.
about Juneteenth, can you give us a brief rundown of what that is?
Yeah, so Juneteenth is I call it liberation, Day of Liberation for African Americans. And this is the day that we celebrate, I'm looking at it from a perspective
I
of
am live.
we celebrate Black people in a sense, just because that is definitely needed. We celebrate Black people. When I say Black people, we're talking Black excellence, things that we embody, and one of the things that we love to do with Agile and Brunch is to expand on that, celebrating Black owned businesses, really, really educating our community on just the overall excellence. I feel like there's a certain light that we carry, and sometimes it's not celebrated enough. And what better way for us to do that than on the day of liberation, which is Juneteenth. So I would say in a nutshell, if you're listening to this, and you're like, hey, what exactly is that? It's the day of liberation.
All right, thank you so much, Nimi, for sharing that. We have a few minutes left before we end our episode, but if anyone from the audience would like to join this, come up on the stage and join us in the conversation or to ask a question, if you raise your hand, I will bring you up on the stage. If not, I just want to, okay, Lorraine just raised her hand. Lorraine, I'm going to
Yeah.
bring you up on the stage. Hi, Lorraine, how are you?
Hello. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, Andrea. Hi,
Hey, Rain,
Nimi
you
and
are on
Lori.
mute.
Yeah, I just wanted to say hello. This was a great
Oh, I
discussion.
see her mic is on mute. Okay, there she goes. I hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can. Hi, Lorraine.
Hey, hi, everyone. Hi, Andrea and Nimi and Lori. Yeah, I just raised my hand to say hello and thank you so much for this conversation. I think it was much needed and just to reignite my excitement for Agile and Brunch. I'm going to be one of the co-panelists, so I'm really, really excited. And I think it's going to be a great conversation because as both of you touched on, the climate has changed around Agile, but Agile definitely is not dead. So we can really discuss how we're going to move forward and pivot, and still be relevant in these changing times. So, yep, really excited and looking forward to seeing Mimi again and meeting Andrea for the first time in person as well.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Lorraine. We are at the top of our time box, so
Yes.
I want to thank you both for joining us, and really, Nimi, thank you for agreeing to be my special guest today. I look forward to meeting you all in at the Agile and Brunch event in a few short days now. We're not even weeks
Likewise.
out. So
Yes.
I want to thank my listening audience for joining us. This recording will shortly be uploaded to our YouTube channel, and I look forward to meeting all of you in the next few days. Safe travels, everyone. And I am going to start packing. So take care, everyone. Have a great weekend.
And please bring the sunshine with you. Please bring the
I
sunshine
will
with you.
try my best.
Thank you. Have a good rest of the day.
You
Thanks,
too.
everyone.
Thanks. Bye.